All right, we are live. Hi, and welcome back to ACCFI Presents. My name is Nina Means. I'm the director for Austin Community College Fashion Incubator. Today, we're here with Amberleaf. It is an incredible brand here in Austin that has been built from the ground up from Lisa Sikora and Liz Seither. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me here today on ACCFI Presents.
Thank you so much for having us.
So I want to tell you guys a little bit about them. Amberleaf, I'm going to let them tell us a little bit, like a bit more about the brand and the business, and set the groundwork for the rest of our conversation. But I want to tell you, Lisa, as co-founder and CEO of Amberleaf, it's an incredible brand reaching women all across the country and really around the globe. And so this is a really exciting time to talk about the brand that they've built, the product that they're building, the way that they're growing during this time of uncertainty, and all the incredible opportunities that they have coming forward out of this. And Liz Seither, her daughter, is a new mom, but also the chief marketing officer for an incredible brand that's building every day. And so it's really exciting to see the two of you come together, as women in business, but also just building a brand that really reaches customers in a really unique way. So, guys, could you tell me a little bit more about your business and how you got started?
All right, I'll take that one. Well, I'm a mom and I have three daughters. And so I wasn't seeing in the marketplace the kind of clothing, the kind of classic clothing, foundational pieces that I really like. And I had an opportunity because I had a relationship with someone who could help me facilitate setting up production. So I didn't have to, ideas, I didn't have to job them out. And I think that is one of our strengths, that we have our own pattern makers and our own production team. It also allows us to offer quick turnaround and really facilitate what we call a kind of co-creation, whether it be our stylists, our retailers, our individuals, that they can pick one of our silhouettes, choose the size they prefer, because we do make sizes 00 to 20, standard and petite, because we believe that all women are beautiful and we want to offer them these foundational pieces.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And I guess I can speak a little bit to when I joined the team. So after the company's
Mhm.
initial inception with my mom, I sort of always had a hand in the business part-time, but never really on a design level. And then in 2017, when I joined the company full-time to really sort of help from a technological aspect, set up social media and work on our website, I joined the team full-time, and we sort of not only rebranded but restructured how the business works. We
Mhm.
put into place a very specific, I guess, design process where we like to say we make classic clothing for the modern woman. Part
Love
of
it.
our sort of process in designing these pieces is coming together and deciding together what we would want to put into production. We don't put any piece into production that my mom wouldn't wear or that I wouldn't wear. So it's
Mhm.
um, sort of the rebrand in 2017 happened, and then that the process was sort of updated and took the company in I would probably say a new direction.
Oh, absolutely. And growth. And I think our design aesthetic improved because we had various,
Mhm.
it's not just one. And we were able
Mhm.
to, pick a piece and of clothing like Lizzie's beautiful white blazer. And I would style
I
this
love
very
that.
differently than Liz would, but yet it's a foundational piece in women's closet. We like to think of our product as accessible luxury. And so one's making this investment in this piece, but it's a classic that it can go with many other things in your wardrobe, which is why I think we've been successful with our stylist network, who are actually in the consumer's closet and can show them with these foundational pieces from Amberleaf, make multiple and different outfits. In fact, we have stylists that have shared with us some of the laydowns or some of the books, electronic books they've created for their client that said, wear this Amberleaf blazer with your jeans, with this blouse, blah, blah, blah. But I think
Yeah.
that's a real testament to what we do. And because we offer this co-creation, you can say to their customers, I think this silhouette jacket is awesome on you, but you don't need another white jacket. You need it in black. And they know that because we
Mm,
it's a fabric, not finished goods, can
right.
meet the needs of their clients.
There's so much there. There's so much there. Like, but one of the things that I want to talk about your customer more. I want to talk about, your process more. So we're going to there are a few different nuggets that I feel like you just dropped in there. So we're going to dig into those. Okay.
Okay.
So tell me, what's that?
No, I was just saying we just sort of unloaded everything about the business on you. So yeah.
No, I love it. I love it. I feel like I'm losing some of Liz's. I want to see a little bit more of Liz there.
Sure.
Just so if you can kind of come in just a little bit. There we go. Okay, great. I was like, wait, I can't see her. Here's what's really great. I love that you guys have had, you've offered an incredible size range. Can you tell me a little bit more about who shops with Amberleaf? I know you mentioned having the stylist network and reaching your customer that way, but like, where does your product show up? Like, who's shopping you? Retailers are booking you?
Sure. So I can speak a little bit more on that. Yeah. When it comes to co-creation, it's not necessarily just with the customer, but it's really with sort of all our various channels as well. So here in Austin, we show up in a various number of retailers. So we're in Altitudes in East Austin. We're in Scout and Molly's in Maine.
The Garden
Room in Central Austin.
And Lure by Young and Fabulous in
Hill Country Gallery.
Yeah. West. So we're geographically distributed around, but Liz was going to say, go ahead.
Well, each retailer can decide based on who their customer base is, what exactly they want to order from us. And because we don't require retailers to order a complete size run, they can really customize the experience for their customer. So if they have customers who only wear sizes 8, 10, 12, and 16, then they don't need to order a complete size run of our clothing or specific items that their customer would be interested in. For us, it works because the retailer then can't devalue the brand by putting our stuff on sale, and get sold. You know,
and we don't require retailers to make size run purchases. I mean, we do have minimum quantities because I don't know if I said, in our production facility, we don't have finished goods. It's not like we have a warehouse. What we have is bolts of fabric. And for each fabric, each colorway and fabric composition, we may have anywhere from 5 to 10 silhouettes that can be made out of that fabric. Wow. That gives us the agility for not only retailers to come to us and say, oh, I really love the silhouette of Lizzie's white jacket, but I want it in pink. And we're like, okay, we make it for you in pink. And I know I only want it in 0, 2, and 4. Okay, we'll make it in 0, 2, or 4. Or we might have customers, retailers or individual customers who say, I really need this in a size 20 petite. And okay, we make it for them because we have those fit blocks.
Wow. That's incredible. I love how agile you guys are. I mean, you really do have, the ability to pivot really quickly. And, I think right now the things that people are the most concerned about is sitting on inventory.
Right.
Sorry, Liz, I feel like you were kind of jumping into another piece of that. Did you have some?
Sorry. Yeah, no, what we talked about a little bit before is in terms of sustainability, I mean, I think that's such an important aspect of moving forward into the future, part of the fashion business, because people might not realize this, but the fashion industry creates so much waste. I mean, I think it's nearing like 300, it's like 150 million pounds of clothes are thrown out every year. And while the materials that we work with aren't necessarily biodegradable, each piece from a design aspect to the way we distribute is sustainable. We want to make sure that this classic item of clothing can transform with your aesthetic through the years. So 15 years from now, your camel cashmere coat from Amberleaf still looks fabulous, still works in your wardrobe, and is still around. And we're not requiring our retailers to purchase full size runs, and we're not creating full size runs. So we don't have any waste. We're not throwing anything out, and we're not, burdening these retailers with product that they can't move. That was sort of important piece of our business that, we wanted to lay the groundwork for.
Right.
That's incredible. I think that this is a really good message for all brands regarding sustainability. I think that it's just about moving the needle, in the process. It's like, hey, you know what? We can take a stand on this. We decided that we're not going to put, excessive inventory into the system, or we've decided that we're only going to make what people really want, or we're going to have style that lives with you, and that the fabric actually endures through your lifetime. Like these are all really incredible opportunities.
Yeah,
Quality and construction.
Right.
Absolutely. So it's something that you don't just want from a style perspective, but it's something that actually has the ability, the quality to
Right.
endure, so that's incredible. So I love that you guys have such a, your focus and your attention is on, having that sustainable component to your business.
Right.
One of the things that I believe that we mentioned this before, but you were saying something about how you are able to create product in China, but you guys are based here in Austin. Can you tell me a little bit more about what that looks like for you guys?
I'll let you take that one.
Yeah. So we have some contacts over in Chengdu, China, that we're familiar with clothing production, and that part of China is a huge production facility. In fact, many shoes that you see are made there. So we had that opportunity, and we just kind of expanded it, where we had a phenomenal pattern maker, added more pattern makers, and then hired a team. And we actually call them tailors, because they do cut to completion. So that helps us with quality control, because we know the individual that made it, but it does require that we have to hire much more skilled labor. It's interesting. So our production team does tend to be a bit older. So we have people who've been sewing for 20 years, 30 years. And I think that certainly supports the quality of our fabric, and also the rapid turnaround time. Because as we might have mentioned to you, typically from order to delivery is about 4 weeks. Now, for both individuals,
that's incredibly fast. That's very, very quick. I mean, just for people who are watching, if you are not in supply chain, 4 weeks is very quick.
Now we do spend more money on distribution, right, to get it here, obviously, and we work with a variety of Chinese-based, distributors. So we do have that challenge. I must admit, I mean, that's, as I said, retailers and individuals. We did have the opportunity to create 400 pieces for the Girl Scouts of the USA. You'll find Amberleaf at their online shop, and that obviously that was a 4-week delivery line. I want to say that was
a little bit longer.
It was 12 weeks, but that was still, I think, pretty good from order to delivery, that we had the product. And we're really proud of that relationship. In fact, the scarf I'm wearing is a fabric that we designed and printed it, and it represents the Girl Scout, one of the Girl Scout initiative, which is girls are go-getters, innovators, risk takers, and leaders. And the colors in the scarf reflect go-getter, innovator, risk taker, leader.
Yeah,
and
I love that. I love it.
It's important to support what we believe to be the leading girl
organization.
In the U.S.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's fantastic. I really, I love seeing, we support all businesses, but, as a woman, as entrepreneur, seeing other women entrepreneurs in this space, leading and kind of inspiring the next generation, working with the Girl Scouts, creating these,
we did a trash to treasure competition, which was Girl Scouting at home, because they still have a curriculum for the girls, and local girls designed, and we were the judges and the evaluators, and then we gave away prizes, and that was fun.
I will say this, you were more the judge. I think I was in the hospital having a baby.
I think you
when this was going
on. Hey, you know what? We have to do it all, right? We mom, we work, we build businesses.
Right. Between the push.
And your little one is just as sweet as can be. Oh my goodness. Hey, but what I love about this time, what I appreciate about what this time has brought out in all of us, is that we really are, I think, experiencing the full range of all that we are. We are parents, we are, we have our families, we've got, our businesses, we have our passions, we're I think we're all experiencing much more complete life here. Actually, this is a really good segue. During the pandemic, I know you guys have built this incredible business. Like, have there been any significant changes or things that you guys have experienced kind of in this timeline? I know beautiful little one was born
Yes.
during this time.
Is my I was gonna say, I had a baby that was pretty amazing. But
Yes.
business wise, I will say, I think it's been it's been interesting for us because now women aren't necessarily shopping for professional clothing that they can wear into a meeting because we're not having meetings. So
or they're only dressing from the waist up.
exactly, sort of like I am.
Yes,
So
as I am today. I too am only dressing. No, I'm kidding. Business on the top, exactly. Casual on the bottom. We've got to be able to do trains after this.
So, but my mom can definitely speak from a design aspect. We've had to pivot a little bit, and she's actually been sort of leading the way on a new part of our business, or new clothing line of our business that we're excited about.
Yeah, new silhouettes. We feel like, folks have been used to being comfortable and wearing stretchy, comfortable clothes. And so we've, in the past, we've been, jackets, coats, and dresses and skirts and but not all pants. And so this downtime has allowed us to focus on doing several design turnovers on pants, because in the past, when we were doing designs, production of products already ordered and paid for are the priority. But since that there's been a decline in that, we haven't had any pop-ups, etc. We were able to focus on new silhouettes. So we're really excited that for coming in the fall, we've got more pieces. We've got pants. We've gotten feedback both from, I certainly follow that business of fashion, Women's Wear Daily, looking at the trends, listening to designers. I feel like being able to order sets that all go together are part of the future. And so pants, I think, are an important silhouette. So it's pants and jackets and skirts and dresses, but it's also add more stretchy, forgivable fabric. I just think the silhouettes are not going to be so stiff and tight. I think people are used to being comfortable, and they're going to want to stay comfortable, but yet look professional.
I will say at least a few designs that we are sort of perfect for the pandemic, maybe not the weather outside, but we do have so many cashmere wrap coats that are sort of part of the Amberleaf aesthetic, and they have been since the beginning of the company. I mean, it's sort of a very staple item for us has always been the wrap cashmere coat that almost looks like a robe. So I feel like at least when fall and winter come around, we are definitely prepared design wise for people wanting to dress more comfortably. So that's kind of cool.
I love that. I love that. Yes.
We always think about value as well. So in our coat line for winter, we do a lot of silhouettes with double-sided cashmere. So, color blocks. So one side, like we have a game day coat selection, and it's burnt orange and camel. And we have our thought when we found this fabric was the customer gets two looks for the price of one. And in fact, we had a client who bought one of those reversible two-tone vests, and she wore it to work 5 days in a row, but styled it each day differently, or wore one color out and then the other color out. And she, at the end of the week, called me and said, "Lisa, no one ever said anything, or if they did, we noticed they didn't say anything." So value in women's wardrobes and multiple uses, we think are key.
I love that. I love that. Like lifetime value for the product and the customer, right? I mean, I think we typically talk about lifetime value in terms of like the customer and how long they stay with us. But, whenever they have more, wears for that same price, that cost per wear goes way down, and so now it's like the value, on a piece that's like so well made and high quality, is now in a style piece that literally transitions with them from day to day. That's huge. That's a really big deal.
And that's essentially, I want to say that's essentially our entire line. I mean, what we really hope to create, kind of what my mom mentioned earlier, foundational, non-generational, classic pieces that, a white blazer, like everyone has to have a white blazer.
You absolutely do. I love my white.
Yeah. And maybe you want, we have a design that I created. It's more of a tuxedo blazer in black and white and green. But like I can wear that with my jeans, but I can also dress that up with a black tie dress, cocktail dress that I have. I mean, it's just, they're these staple pieces in your wardrobe that you'll still have years from now, and you'll continue to want to wear because they just fit seamlessly, no matter, what your aesthetic looks like when you're my age, or when you're my mom's age, or wherever. So
right. because
We,
style is
we
style, right? Style
yeah,
is style, so it's not the trend, it's not the, what's the new, flash. It's really about, kind of defining this like beautiful classical modern woman, right?
Yeah.
and I think that's why we do have customers in a range of ages. Like, for example, the game day UT coat we sold to college students. And then I'm
Yes.
moms, but then I have a neighbor who's in her 70s, but she's on the board of a Texas-based company, and she's got our coats and our dresses. So because they're classic, and she doesn't put them on and look like she's wearing someone else's clothes. So we like having customers who feel beautiful and feel comfortable in what they're wearing. I
I
think
love
that's one of
that.
the important things. And
Absolutely.
a message that women are beautiful, and it's how fun that we come in different shapes, sizes, and colors.
Speaking
But
of
we're all beautiful.
Absolutely. It's so perfect. It matches so well with the brand. One of the things that, and this is, as we're talking to brands, really utilizing the downtime that's been created out of the pandemic. I love that you guys have taken that time to diversify the line and kind of say, hey, what, we've been meaning to get into pants and getting into some new fabrications. Let's take this downtime to do that now. Like,
And
I know that,
it started earlier for us maybe than some, because we do production in China. And so the Chinese shutdown happened starting with Chinese New Year, the end of January, and went through all of February. So we knew at that time,
Right.
because our production was closed, and this is before we knew the US was going to be locking down, that we probably really had to pivot and focus more on fall and not spring and summer, because what we didn't want to do is take orders and not be able to fulfill them, or fulfill them in a timely fashion. Because that relationship
right.
with
Absolutely.
the retailers, the stylists, the end consumer, it's really important to us. I think Liz is going to bring,
I just have a baby.
she's going to bring some fun to the screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can see her.
I can't. Oh, hello, Harlow. Hi. What a beautiful addition.
Yes. We call her
Aw.
like our new intern.
So, and
Ah!
yes, we will have something coming out in the fall, some fabulous cashmere coat that we will name Harlow.
Oh, we will.
Wow, I love it. I can't wait to see the Harlow. I
We
can't wait.
our pieces after friends and family.
Yeah.
But we don't have a Harlow item in the collection yet.
Well, soon to come. Soon to come. She just got here. What a beautiful, beautiful addition. I love her romper too. Is so cute. Oh my goodness.
So you got to make fashion statements. We start early.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we coordinated little man's outfit today too. So, yeah, he's styling. What I love about this again. This is I think that even in the midst of all of these changes, there have been opportunities that have been created out of these unprecedented times. We call these times challenging or unusual, or but I think that there's still a lot of kind of hope for our future as well. And what are some of the opportunities that you guys are seeing, or things that you're excited about for the future for Amberleaf?
Well, as far as distribution, I think, we also need to facilitate more contactless. So we have in the past done many pop-ups, and right now, many things for 2020 have been canceled. So, we're being forced to pivot in that way. I do think, though, that individuals are still going to want to shop and add new pieces to their wardrobe, but they're going to want to do it in a scenario that feels safe to them. So that's why I think that our stylist network is key, because they're in their homes. I also think that, obviously direct to the consumer is important. The smaller retailers that really have curated collections, because I think at times selling our brand, you have to understand the specialness of it, because someone may say, oh, I can find a white blazer like this, a fast fashion white blazer that they think looks like this, but it won't last like this, for a lot less.
Right.
Wear it 3 times and then it'll fall apart.
Right.
You want something that you're going to spend a little bit more money on, but you're buying from a company that you believe and you trust in, that's got a great message, and the quality is such that it'll still be around. You can still wear it.
And I think
absolutely.
I think the specialty retailers that we mentioned earlier in Austin offer that. They offer one-on-one. And during this time they've offered, our store can be closed. We do curbside. It can just be one-on-one. And so I think that's key, reducing the contactless. And as I mentioned to you before, we did pursue in February an opportunity where we were doing kind of live selling into the Chinese market, which for us is easy since we produce there.
Yeah.
That because I'm
That's awesome. The other thing that I was actually really outside of the Chinese market, one of the things you mentioned this when we were kind of doing our sound check was some of the really cool collaborations you're doing with local jewelry as well, kind of pairing your looks. I was noticing your earrings. So can you tell me a little bit more about how the collaborations? Yeah.
Sure. So I have to give a quick shout out to Cassandra Collections. If you don't know who she is, you should go look her up right now. She does some really amazing design work with wire and then different flower designs, and she works
feathers
with
and
gemstones. Really, really pretty stuff. And her stuff. If you've ever seen Amberleaf walk on the runway, the models are also probably wearing her jewelry. We like to collaborate with her quite a bit.
Or if you look at our site at our models, and I also want to say we've tried to use variety of models, certainly a variety of ages, because back to we think all women are beautiful. But you'll see Cassandra collection on our models because we use them for our photo shoot. So earlier this year, I was mentioning the live shopping event we did with Cassandra in our showroom when we were dressing Chinese models and they were communicating about what they were wearing to the Chinese market. It was fascinating.
Wow.
And at one point, I think there were 5,000 consumers online in China.
It was more like 10.
Was it that big? It was a lot. It was amazing.
Wow.
Because of the time difference, the 14-hour time difference, we started early in the morning and it was midnight. As we went, it was like the middle of the night there. And yet our viewers kept growing. It was fascinating now because of the pandemic. That got shut down to that market for the time being. But I do think it's a revisit because it is a totally contactless opportunity, for the consumer. So I think being able to pivot, being flexible and open to various distribution, is how brands will be successful.
Absolutely.
I love, there's so many amazing ways that brands can be inspired by what it is that you guys are doing. From the way that you've been able to harness your own production, to be able to, take this downtime to develop more product that you really, you've been thinking about, or even just kind of maintaining your consistency on how you connect with your customer. I think some brands would try to plow through and still try to deliver at a time when they know that they weren't going to be able to be as successful with that particular part of the business, but to know, say, hey, you know what? We're not going to be able to do what we typically do. So let's not force that. Let's take the opportunity to build something that's, going to continue to expand the brand. And then in fall, let's really come out with a beautiful new offering. Can't wait to see that Harlow coat. Really got to see this new Harlow coat.
Yes.
The stretchy pants, I can't wait for. Just in time for the holidays and all of my meetings that will probably start happening in person. So, I'm really, I think that there's going to be some really great developments to see coming out of your world. But, I see that beautiful color story behind you guys and how smart you've been with your inventory and sustainability. So thank you so much for your time today, Liz and Lisa, mother-daughter duo and business extraordinaire. You guys are really doing some incredible things. Guys, if you don't know Amberleaf really is a jewel of Austin, and they've been doing incredible work, really reaching many, many women, not just here in the U.S., but in China as well. And so take a look at their website. Where can we find you? What's the best place to find Amberleaf?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find us at www.amberleaf.com. You can also find us on various social media channels. So whether it be Facebook at Amberleaf Clothing, Instagram is Chic and Amberleaf, Twitter Amberleaf. We're the only clothing company out there named Amberleaf. There's
wonderful. Okay, great. Excellent. So we can't wait to find you. If you haven't seen the brand, absolutely take a look. Texas winters are actually Texas winters. It does get cold, and so can't wait to get one of those coats. So guys, thank you so much for your time. Again, my name is Nina Means. I'm the director for the Austin Community College Fashion Incubator, and we do this every single Friday for ACCFI Presents, where you get a chance to talk to local business owners as well as other fashion industry professionals about what this time is meaning to them, how they're changing and pivoting in their business, and what they're excited about going forward. So we hope this inspires you. We hope it kind of gets that wind in your sails to kind of push your business forward. And then look at what other opportunities are coming here to Austin, Texas. So guys, thank you so much again for your time. It is a pleasure to have you both here. Actually, the three of you here with Harlow. Sleepy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So again, guys, thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure. We'll go ahead and sign off here. We're a couple minutes over, but I think this is just right. So guys, thank you again. Follow us on ACC Fashion Incubator for Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel here by hitting the bell. All right, thanks so much. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.